one of the best scientific minds we have today.
Marco Colbert, Speedokote Refinish Network. All right, guys, so we got what's called a blow-in repair. This is a repair, couple nicks at the bottom of a bumper, scratch right in the corner of a bumper, things like that. Those types of repairs you typically, and even most professional body shops, they will do what's called a blow-in. I have about 1 ounce, maybe 2 ounces of paint in the gun, okay? And all we're gonna do is just mist a little bit of paint over this spot. And then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna stop our base right about here. We got I know you guys can't see them, we got 3,000 grit scratches all the way to right here, 3,000 grit scratches in here, and 3,000 grit scratches in here. So we're gonna keep our base away from our 3,000 grit areas. That's where our clear coat's gonna go. So today we're really gonna focus on trigger control, okay? This is where, and I'm gonna do this job without a mask on because we are gonna be spraying at like airbrush level pressures. I'm bumping the gun all the way down to like maybe 5 or 6 PSI. We got both of my fans rolling. So I wanna do this job off with the respirator off so I can actually voice to you guys what is happening while I'm painting. Small jobs, so we got the VVOR. I've been doing some small jobs in the shop with the VVOR. Since, you know, when I'm not mobile, sometimes I'll use that for just really small stuff in here, and it's nice, you know. Doesn't make a lot of noise. Puts a couple less hours, you know, a month, I guess, on my larger one, which is more expensive to replace. All right, so I'm gonna put the camera on the tripod, and let's get into it. We're gonna start at 1/4 of a trigger pull. So there's our air, and then we're gonna pull the trigger back just 1/4 pull like that, and start missing some paint on it. Okay, boom. All right, y'all see that? Just a little bit of paint. A little bit of air, a little bit of paint. I am putting so little paint on this bumper, I am spraying it about 2 feet away and I can barely smell the paint. Just barely misting the paint where I need it. That is exactly what you want to do for these blow-in repairs, guys. Okay? Now once you get some basic coverage like that, now we're going to pull the gun back a little bit. Same thing. We're still going to do 1/4 pull. But now instead of kind of just going in there like this, we're going to do nice, even passes at 1/4 of a trigger pull. Are you ready? 1/4 trigger. Okay, boom, beautiful. That looks incredible. I am very happy with that. It's still not perfect. Still got one tiny little dimple right there, but the clear coat should fill that in and smooth that out a little bit. So once again, we are taking the clear coat to like right here where our 3,000 is. So the clear should fill that a little bit, but that is nice. That right there, shut up. Frickin' thing keeps running. Any day now. All right. That right there is what separates the professionals and the experts from the amateurs. I've said this many times on my page. Look at how precise our color is and where I wanted the color to go. Where did I tell you guys where I was going to stop the color? Right here, before we even start painting. And right here, clear coat, right here, clear coat, right here, clear coat blend, right here. Look at the tape, right here, where we're going to blend our clear right here. Look at the tape. Look at that. No overspray where we did not want it. Absolutely none. Y'all are going to have to start calling me the auto body sniper or something. Y'all are going to have to make up a new name for me because I am precise. I'm going to put one more drop coat on this just to be safe. And then we're not out of the woods yet, guys. Remember, we still got to clear. And then we still got to blend the clear and hope that that comes out good. So, but the base, beautiful. Now, first coat, we're going to do one coat from like right here to right here, where we did the majority of the base. And then we're going to do a second coat, and we're going to bring it out a little farther to like here, here, and here. All right, so first coat. Do a little chest spray. Okay, boom. So as you guys can see, and I'm just being honest, because like, you know, I'm an honest YouTuber. When you're running really low pressure to try and not get anything on the rest of the stuff, you're gonna get a lot of texture in your clear around the edges. Usually on the second coat, you can fill all that in and smooth all that out. So don't, if you see that, don't like freak out and start piling it on. Once again, first coat, it looks a little rough, and a lot of that is because of how light we were dusting on the metallics. I don't care what kind of reducer you use. If you're using even a slow reducer or an extra slow, and you're barely like dusting that base coat on and using a lot of air, what a lot of times what you're seeing in that surface, all those little like tiny specks in the clear coat, that is metallic pop-up, okay? That is when the paint is drying very fastly as you're applying it with a metallic. And the metallic, the little tiny metallics are like, meep, they're like poking up, okay? And you're always gonna see that on your first coat. I've talked about that in many videos, especially the really cheap custom paints out there, not gonna name any names. They use these big, bulky, cheap bulk flake from China, and they're ugly, very ugly. They look pretty when you put like 3 or 4 coats of clear over it because you bury all that stuff. But first coat, ugly. Just walking past it, you know, not bad. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna wait, we're gonna do a second coat, smooth everything out. We might be wet sanding and buffing this job, possibly, and I might do a separate video on that, just to kind of get some of these little tiny nibs and stuff out of it. But yeah, so far, so good. First coat of clear's on, we're gonna let that bake in there and kind of do its thing, kind of situate itself with the base, not rush things. And then we're gonna move on to the second coat, like I said. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna bump the pressure up just a little bit for this last coat. Remember, this second coat is gonna be the last one we're gonna do. If we get a little bit of overspray in this area, it can always be buffed off, okay? That's actually about where we want it. All right, you ready? "30 to 60 seconds. 30 to 60 seconds, let that clear mate to the surface just a little bit. Okay, first blend spot, right at the edges of our 3000 grit scratches. Here we go. Grab the new can, that one seemed to be messing up a little bit. Let's see how this one sprays. Yeah, way better. Okay. Okay. Second blend spot, right in there. Last blend spot, right over in here. I didn't really get much clear in here anyways, but I'm just gonna spray a little bit. Okay. Now, another thing I want you guys to understand. Your blender will look ugly when you first spray it. It's okay, don't freak out. If it looks like this, don't keep spraying the material. So there you have it. Not extremely beautiful. It's gonna need a little bit of wet sanding and polishing to be perfect, but It's decent enough. You know, standing a couple feet away. Looks good. And like I said, all this will clear up down here. Everything like that. Once that, you got to let that stuff dry. Blender, when you first spray it on, is really ugly. Okay, it's going to have a lot of texture in it, and it's just not going to look good. You got to let this stuff dry. But the rest of the bumper didn't get any overspray on it. Looks good. This is great over here. Perfect. So we're going to let this sit for, you know, a day or two or whatever. And then I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do on camera. We're going to buff it. We're going to polish it. Get it looking as good as possible. All right, so day 2, we're getting the bends finished up. Rest of the car has already been ceramic coated. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys how to buff a blend. Okay, so we got the SMR 950. This is a good all-in-one compound and polish in one. And you guys can see tiny bit of dullness in here. Okay, we're gonna buff probably like right here by hand. All right, so a nice heaping amount of SMR 950. Okay, we're gonna ball this up a little bit, lightly dab it in. Okay, start working it. And then you're going to kind of, I don't know, I guess kind of rub it like you're brushing your teeth in the morning. And then we're going to start, so we're going to rub it in like this. Then we're going to start a nice little swirling motion. Okay? But this is going to also buff out the tiny little bit of overspray that we got in this area here. This is going to take it right off. And it's also going to bring a little bit of shine into that blend spot. Now this is a slightly more aggressive cutting compound comparative to like the Speedokote Select. Their finishing polish and then their glaze, it's slightly more aggressive. But it still can produce a really good shine for the money. This is only 20 bucks. It's Now, if you still see a little haze, this is a darker color. I'm still seeing a little bit of haze in it. So we're going to go ahead and now we're going to take it up a step. Speedokote Select. Same thing. We're going to flip a little bit on our rag here. Work it in. Okay. Ball it up kind of nice like that. Don't get too technical with it. Okay, and boom. Wipe that dry. Nice high gloss shine. Okay, pick up the camera. We got our last cloth. Okay. Nice fluffy fluff polishing rag. And there you go. You got all your shine back in your blend zone. Can't even really tell where we started or stopped the clear. It looks amazing. Yep. Yep.
So it's ready to roll?
Ready to roll, man. What do you think? Factory new.
Oh my god!
I even buffed the glass for the sunroof and everything.
You can buff glass?
Yeah, you can buff glass. We do it at our shop. Heck yeah. Yep. How well the ceramic works because it's raining. So, there you go, man. Yep. First 2-stage paint correction on the books. Beautiful car. Yeah, it's sweet, man. Well, happy customer. There we go.